Hey everyone, this is Shalini Joshi Amdagni, and this is behind the scenes of writing my book kind of video again. And so, I'm writing about a concept in my book, and it's a very interesting metaphor that Gary Craig, the founder of EFT, came up with, and it's called the writing on your wall. And basically, what it refers to is all that self-talk. Right in the back of your head, there's this wall, and there's all this writing, and all the self-talk, all the ways you belittle yourself, and it's also all the data that you've collected over your life, right? And it's about everything and anything that you experienced, that your parents said, that your grandparents said, the media said, your friends said, your community said, your religion said, right? And so we have all this data in the back of our head, and Gary calls it the writing on your wall. And so as I'm writing my book, my mentor asked me, like, let's put some fire and to your feet, and let's get a deadline, like, when will you finish the first draft? And so I gave myself a deadline. But what I noticed is that after a while, I was not a happy person, right? So I have this deadline, and my thoughts were like, oh my God, now this is urgent, and this is so overwhelming, and there's so much pressure, and it's so much stress. And I found myself, when I'm relating to my family, and I'm snappy and I'm edgy because there's not enough time, and we gotta rush because I have this deadline. And I realized that I have a writing on my wall about the word deadline. Like, when you think of deadline, what do you think? Exactly, that's the writing on your wall. Right? For me, the deadline has always meant pressure, urgency, not enough time, not enough, ability to do whatever it is that needs to be done. And so we have all these connotations just about a word. And what's happening is that you're not running your life from inspiration or from, inspired. You're running your life. Actually, the data is deciding how you run your life. The writing on your wall, unfortunately, without even realizing, we are always consulting this writing on the wall. And as soon as you decide, okay, I have this deadline, now the data starts running, right? And so you start reacting in a certain way because of all that stuff that you've got at the back of your head. So I consciously, I have this book here, and I consciously wrote down, how could I shift this word deadline and the meaning that I've given it over the years? So I thought, what if deadline could mean you're making progress, it's time to pump up the energy, it's real-time manifestation of your dreams happening, right? Let's go. It's time to take action. You're really making it happen. And these are slightly more positive, uplifting kind of words than pressure and stress and not enough time and urgency and all those kinds of things that stir you up in a negative way. So I want to ask you, what are you trying to achieve? What are you trying to do? And what is the writing on your wall about whatever it is that you're doing? Is it about a relationship? Are you trying to improve a relationship? And what kind of data do you have about the person that you're trying to build this relationship with? Or maybe it's money, or maybe it's your job. And so what's happening is the results that we're getting is the same stuff, because we are consulting the information that we already have about the person, about the money, about the job, about whatever situation, and in my case about the word deadline. So just to remind you that as you're moving forward, be careful and be mindful about what is the writing on your wall and how can you tweak it so you have different results. I hope that made sense, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys.